Hey everyone. I'll be ready to go here in a second. Hey Alicia. I am ready to begin, I guess. I don't know how many we have signed up. I can wait a couple of minutes, but Trisha, if you're good for me going now, I can go ahead and start. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for attending the webinar. This will be, I guess, the third time I've given this presentation, and it's one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. I feel like it's an important thing for librarians to know and develop strategies for how to handle, because we've had similar things happen in our library, and I'll bring up an example of it later. It's kind of a weird situation to be in when someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm trying to sign these bank forms to my fiance that I've never met before. So can you help me?" So yeah, we will get into that now. But go ahead and begin, I guess, with the introduction. Put it in internet terminology, since we are talking about internet scams. So ASL, for those who don't remember, age, sex, and location. I'm 45 years old. I'm from Owensboro, Kentucky, and I am a male. Uh, I work at the Daviess County Public Library, and for the longest time, I've been obsessed with scams, heists, and con men. Most of this came from movies, and I've got a few examples of classy con men from movies. There's Danny Ocean, of course. This is from the remake. I do prefer the ending to the original Ocean's 11. If you haven't seen the Rat Pack version, I highly suggest it, because it's one of the best endings to any type of movie like this that I've ever seen before. And then, of course, we got Nick Cage down there going after the treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. And then we've got White Collar, which was on USA. It was a group of attractive people busting attractive thieves for crimes, art crimes. All those were great. Then, as I got farther along into this, I realized that there were a lot of heist films based on real heists, including one of my favorites, which is Masterminds. This was directed by the director from Napoleon Dynamite. It stars Zach Galifianakis and Kate McKinnon. It's about an armored car driver who decides to rob his workplace after being influenced by someone he was in love with. It's the true story is almost as wacky as the movie. They really played the comedy up in the movie. One that I do mention when I give this talk is American Animals. And I'm sure with most of us being from Kentucky, librarians, we're familiar with the Transylvania book heist that happened, I guess it was in the early 2000s. This was a group of college kids in UK that heisted some rare books from the Transylvania University Library, and it was a very touchy subject. All of those guys went to prison, and then they got out, and they really reformed themselves. One of them is a motivational speaker who's written books and tries to help people, encourage them not to go into a life of crime. And we actually had him come in for a talk. He's a really interesting guy. And the librarian that this happened to actually saw the movie before it came out and said it helped her bring closure to the event. She's forgiven the people. The director actually personally came to her house and brought the movie along before it came out. It's a very good movie. It's doesn't glorify what they did in any way. It's plays with like unreliable narrators and the real actual guys who made nothing from the film. They're in there and they're inserted into the story, and it's really cleverly done. And the actual, like when they're planning their heist, it's shows like they're planning it out in their heads. They're doing slow motion walks. They've got their suits on, and it's all slick. But when the actual heist happens in the movie, it's harrowing and terrifying, and it's really an excellently done film. And I highly suggest you guys check it out. Okay, now we'll get into kind of the meat of this presentation, and that is scammers that are online. Eventually, with my interest in technology and these scams kind of came together, and I started exploring this stuff. There are several factions when it comes to scammers, two of which are, or one of which is the Sakawa boys, and they're in Ghana, and they actually merge sort of African traditional rituals and religions with scamming. So they do rituals. But both these groups actually do similar things, to where they think if they do this or that, it's going to enhance their scammers. or the scams, and bring them a fruitful client or something like that. The Cowboys are kind of hip hop in nature too. There are rap songs about both these factions, and they really are big. They're very flashy, like with spreading money out and the gold chains and everything. It's like they're living this lavish celebrity lifestyle, but rather than creating some sort of art, they're actually creating scams. The Yahoo Boys, though, and they are named after the search engine, they're in Nigeria, and they're descendants of the people who came up with the 419 scammers, or the 419 scams, and that's sort of the Nigerian prince needs you to help him get money out of his account and those sorts of things. They are now kind of focusing on like romance scams and promises that they can help people get rich if they just do this one thing for them. Okay, and here are just some general descriptions of different types of scams, and I'll go into each of these a little bit further as we progress. There's phishing, which of course we've all heard of, and that's basically stealing info via email. You pretend to be from a company or a bank or let's just say a bank for the sake of an example. The bank says there's a problem with your account. You need to click this link to put your password and information in. You do that, and it sends your information to a scammer who can therefore get into your account and remove as much money as he'd like. Venmo requests are a bit newer, and this is something I witnessed firsthand. Venmo is a payment system like PayPal. It's very popular now. There's an app on your phone. You can send money back and forth between friends. You can pay for services that way. That's how I pay for my haircuts. People on the service tend to leave their transactions public. You don't see how much money is going between the people, but if you're following people or just look up someone, you can say, okay, they sent this money to somebody for pizza. What people do with this information is they just get a bunch of names and blanket them in payment requests. $5 for lunch, $10 for a movie ticket or whatever. And what they're hoping is to trip people up and have them accidentally click yes to honor the payment request. And there's really no "are you sure" button. It's basically really easy to accidentally send people money. And one night when I brought this up, I was hanging out with my family. I had my transactions on private. They were all public, and almost instantaneously requests came in nonstop until they turned theirs off. So I do highly recommend, if you're on Venmo, to privatize your transactions to avoid getting into something like that. Tech support scams are also big and have been for years. These are the ones that produce a pop-up ad of some sort on your screen that says, hey, your computer's infected, call this number to buy our software to remove it. Every computer should have an antivirus, and at the very least, you should be running the Windows built-in antivirus, which is surprisingly good. If the actual antivirus on your computer detects a virus, it's not going to warn you through a web browser. It doesn't do that. Fake sales and retail, that's another big one these days, where basically someone goes and saves logos from a business. They create a fake website or a Facebook page, something to that effect, and make it look like you're actually ordering from the company that they're pretending to be. It's important to look at the details on these pages that you go to. The example I'll give here in a little bit is the Hey Dude Shoe Company. Some people from China actually put up a fake Hey Dude page called Hey Dude USA, but if you look on the page, the company address was in Shanghai. I think Hey Dude's based in California. I'll show you some screenshots of this in a little bit. The 419 scams, which I mentioned, they are just the Nigerian prince type scams, or somebody needs help with something and you're going to get rich at the end of it. Imposter and romance. These are the ones that I'll probably go in the longest in the presentation, or I'll definitely go in the longest, especially the celebrity impersonators, because that's just a strange subculture that I stumbled into. And it's just a lot of bizarre things happen, and it's amazing how many people actually fall for it. Okay, so this is a page of imaginary pop-ups from an alleged antivirus company. This is what the tech support stuff looks like. So, you and I are pretty savvy, and even if we don't use computers that often, we're going to know that this does not look realistic at all. It looks more like an advertisement than a security warning. And like I said, what happens is these numbers are called by people who aren't tech savvy, and so these are popping up, and people who aren't tech savvy will call these numbers. They'll say, hey, can we connect to your computer? We'll just fix it for you. And while they're connected, they'll do some nefarious things. They'll steal information or accounts or whatever is readily available for them. And this, I wanted to mention because I talked about movies earlier. This is a movie called The Beekeeper that just came out this summer. It's a typical dumb Jason Statham action movie. And that is sort of a look at this IT support scam. He goes after some people who took money from a friend of his and basically tears this whole business apart. It's very mafia sort of. This scene happens in a call center. And this is like a flashy Hollywood version of what these call centers actually look like. There'll be rows and rows of computers. People will be on phones. There'll be almost like a coach walking around yelling for people to do this or that. It's a strange thing to see. I've actually seen videos taken from security camera footage that people fighting against this sort of thing have taken from call centers, and they really they don't have the flashy graphics, but they are arranged in such a way. But it's just your basic rated R violent action movie, but it's very entertaining to see people take revenge on these types of scammers. Okay, this is the Venmo one I mentioned. So you'll get stuff like this in your requests if you don't privatize things. And like it's very easy to just accidentally hit that pay button. I mean, I compare it to like when I've been in a business, like a gas station, for example, and I've used my debit card long enough, and okay is in one section and cancel is in another, but then I go to another business and they're reversed. A lot of times they end up canceling my transaction. So if people, aren't used to Venmo or whatever, they could very easily hit pay. These transactions are pretty high here, $1,500, but a lot of the people doing this sort of thing will make them real small transactions where somebody probably won't notice in their account. $5 here and there, but from, a couple hundred accounts can add up. Okay, this is the sales stuff, the fake retail scams. People create fake storefronts. It's not that hard. I mean, if anyone out there has messed around on the internet long enough to build websites, it's a little harder to do today with the different types of code. But you used to go to an HTML website, right click, view source. You could copy the source code of that website, paste it into a web builder, and get a website that looks almost like the one you just copied the code from. Nowadays, things are so advanced it takes someone with a little more skill to rip things off. But here, this is a mix of actual Hey Dude official things and fake Hey Dude sales. So as you can see, it's not necessarily easy, especially if someone's not a savvy computer user. It's not easy to determine which one is official and which one isn't. That's why, like I said, you got to go. You see a sale pop up on Facebook, like the one that brought this to my attention. I was thinking about buying Hey Dude shoes, and you know how social media can sometimes predict what's in your head. All of a sudden, I got this ad, Hey Dude shoes, like $10, $15. It sounded way too good to be true. The one over in the corner is $20. There are a lot of variations of this. So I looked a little further into it, and I saw that it said Hey Dude USA. And like I said, the address on the page was, I think, Shanghai. I can't remember exactly where the address was, but it wasn't in America. And I know this is an American-based company. And all kinds of people in the comments were saying, hey, I can't wait. I just ordered 10 pairs. Some people are like, I ordered several weeks ago, haven't gotten anything yet, or I got mine in and they're clearly bootlegs. So a lot of people were falling for this one. Actually, after I did a Facebook post, not in the capacity of a library person, just on my own personal Facebook, I was like, hey, watch out for this. A Louisville news network contacted me to do an interview about it, just in an expert, not as an expert capacity, but just as someone who had seen the scam. Okay, and these are a few of the URLs that were used. So heydude.com is the actual website, and all these are variations on that people bought, trying to get people into to buy stuff from them. And there used to be something called typo squatting, which is where a URL is bought, like Google, with like 5 O's or something like that, hoping somebody will like mistakenly come to their site and think it's legitimate and do something that they shouldn't do. Okay, so this is the example I gave earlier. Like I said, we were at our information desk one day, and a man approaches us and says, "Hey, I need help finding these forms that I've downloaded to my phone." It was an Android-based phone, and I will say that is a platform that a lot of their staff at the time wasn't familiar with. They couldn't find these forms, so I got called in on. I'm actually an IT person for the library, and occasionally I'll get called in on a patron-owned device if there's a problem they're having as it relates to our network. But they were like, "Hey, can you come down and check this out? This guy can't find these files." And while I was looking at his phone for these files, all kinds of chat bubbles came up from a scantily clad person on Facebook. And that's, these romance scams, they'll often use profile photos that are kind of, revealing or whatever, hoping to lure in people that are lonely and interested in romance. But I kept getting messages while I was on this guy's phone looking for these folders from someone, and that was his alleged fiance that he wasn't going to, or that he hadn't met and he wasn't going to before they got married. All kinds of kind of forceful messages. No, here, this is the form you need, just kind of directing him to where he needed to go. I didn't know what to do at the time because, as our patron, we're supposed to help him, and he probably wouldn't have believed me if I said, "Hey, I think you might be getting scammed. You should go and look at this a little more closely." My manager, or a manager here at the time, came up with the strategy saying that, "Hey, you should probably go back to your bank because we're striking out here. We can't seem to find the forms you need." So what we hope happened is that his bank talked him out of doing what he was about to do. Whether or not they did, I don't know. I never saw the guy again. But if you want to share some stuff in the chat, some strategies amongst yourselves, and if you've ever encountered anything like this, or if you have a good strategy of what to do if you do see something like this, I feel like this is important because it's kind of a weird area where we're here to help the patrons. We're not here to judge information, but it's obviously a scam. I see you mentioned the iTunes gift cards. You will find a lot of the scammers, especially the ones we're about to talk about, their preferred method of transaction is a gift card. They want you to go buy like a green dot card or one of the visas, scratch off the back and give them the numbers because they're so untraceable. You really can't control much once the money's over on the gift card. I mean, authorities typically see this as them voluntarily giving money, so there's not too much they can do about it. Yeah, it's really a sad situation. Okay, so imposter and romance scams, you will find so much of this on social media right now. And I remember even years ago, long before I was married, I was on, I can't remember, the social media or a dating website, and I got messaged by someone. I think they were from overseas somewhere, and the more research I did into online scams back then revealed that basically what they do is they hook you, and then they say, "I would love to come to America to see you, but I can't afford a plane ticket." And you send them money and you never hear from them again. So if you've been on the internet long enough, you're going to see this. But the way I stumbled into the imposter stuff, I will get into now. Okay, so a long time ago, I was on the website Clickhole, which is one I absolutely adore. It's owned by The Onion, and it's a satire of BuzzFeed type websites. They posted a video called "How to Compliment Jeremy Renner on Facebook," and it sort of poked fun at Photoshop tutorials, but literally the whole point of the video is showing you how to go to social media and say nice things about them. I love random humor, and it really struck me as funny. So I and a lot of other people started going to his Facebook saying similar things that were said in the video, and I kind of spun it off and became a fictitious, obsessive Jeremy Renner fan. I do enjoy the Marvel movies, I will say, but there's nothing quite as funny to me as relentless optimism and fandom. I love it. I'm an obsessive fan about certain things, but just to ignore every time someone made fun of me when I was sort of, I guess, for lack of a better word, trolling his fans, just to be there and say nice things and kind of interact with them, and it just was funny to me. But as I look through, I also did a fake Jeremy Renner fan art Instagram, and this is the Thanksgiving installment of what I posted there. But anyway, yeah. So the more I looked at the stuff and I started going to other celebrity pages and sort of trolling them, I noticed comments like the ones you see here. So this is just a legitimate comment to start out with, but then she gets a comment back from Jeremy Renner, who has a verified check mark as his picture. So of course he's legitimate. "Hello, my dear fan. How are you doing today? I would like to have a conversation with you privately. Just send me a friend request." This person whose name isn't even Jeremy Renner on Facebook says, "It's me, Jeremy Renner. This is not an official page. It's a private page." And this person says, "Send him a message on Telegram," or send, and oh yeah. So sometimes they'll pose as the manager of the celebrity, or just they won't even identify who they are in relation to the celebrity. They'll just say, "Hey, you can message them here." Telegram, Google Voice, and things like that are preferred by these people because it's harder. You can't really be kicked off of those. I'm sure there's probably some circumstances that you can report a fake Facebook page, but if someone's chatting with you on Telegram, there's really nothing you can do about that. And then Aaron Jacob, if you are a true fan of Jeremy Renner, tap on the blue link. So it's on and on, pages and pages of this. And regardless of what celebrity you go to, you're going to see things like this. Like this is from Kid Rock's page. So not a fan of Kid Rock. I will say that up front. I just don't want to confuse people here. But, this person's just posting a comment. Kid Rock verified page. Send me a message. Donald McCullough, who is the managing director to Kid Rock, whatever that means. Kid L Rock says, "Send me a friend request." And my favorite, Lid Rock, thanks sir for the love and support. Send me a friend request. On and on and on and on. It just is relentless. And again, to you and me, we obviously know these things are bogus, but to the wrong person, who maybe is having a bad week and thinking their favorite celebrity to say hello, it can end badly for them. And I have some statistics at the end of how much money how much money was lost in 2023 through this, and you would be surprised at how believable this is to some people. So just the way I find these people, like I didn't really go fully into this, but I began trolling and wasting these scammers' time. So whenever I want to do something like this, I will go to Facebook and search Celebrity X private page, because a lot of these are named that way, like Garth Brooks private page, the titular Garth Brooks from the presentation title. So I just go post variations of that, and sometimes they are named different things, and sometimes they just boldly call themselves whichever celebrity they're impersonating. I think probably Facebook may be a little more stringent on keeping those types of accounts off Facebook, but they do last for a while. But mostly they say private page and they pretend to be the celebrity, just kind of lurking and wanting to talk with the hardcore fans. So this is just me going to Facebook and typing Garth Brooks private into the search box. These aren't all the results. Pages and pages and pages of different things that are kind of like Garth Brooks private or so and so. They just, I don't know. It's you think this trend is big enough that Facebook would start blocking this variation on the name, but I'm not sure why. But one of my favorites on this listing is over here to the right, Garth Brooks private page, and then parentheses Chris Gaines. I didn't talk to that one. Sometimes the names are different, like Morgan Freeman, chat to my fan who loves me. That was legitimately this guy's page name. Johnny Depp Real Lovers page. Shout out to hometown boy Johnny Depp. He's from Owensboro originally. People from Owensboro love reminding you of that for some reason. Verified Lovely Miley Cyrus. I don't know if she's verified Lovely or if she's verified Miley Cyrus. Both, I guess. I don't know. But you'll find really funny variations on some of the names that I don't know. I find pretty humorous. These pages are updated frequently to make people think they're real, but the things that they are saying are very unrealistic. For instance, on December 29th, 2023, Morgan Freeman says, "I'm not feeling all right, fans. I need your prayers, please, and I'm so bored right now. Can someone say hi, and I need your assistance, all my lovely fans. If truly you do care about me, I love you all." To the right, on July 4th, 2023, Waylon Jennings says, "I'm sad that none of my fans talk to me anymore. Am I still loved?" I think the reason his fans don't talk to him anymore is that he died in 2002. So obviously these guys don't research their subjects very much. I've also had a lengthy conversation with Johnny Cash, and that was a recent conversation too. So every once in a while, I think there was a Jimmy Buffett in there too, which I believe I I see Alicia says he's still lonely, so you never know. But the Johnny Cash, I didn't include that talk. I wish I had of, or that chat, because there's a funny thing toward the end of that. I should definitely screenshot that and stick it into the presentation before I do it again. But yeah, so they obviously don't fully research. Some, like there was a Peter Dinklage that actually knew the movies he was in, so that guy had a conversation with me kind of about the stuff that he had coming out. But for the most part, they're pretty clueless, the people impersonating. Here are a couple more. You find, so I have a note written here. So, and I'll probably say this again later. So the things like there's like four quadrants of that they kind of appeal to whenever they do these scamming. They appeal to someone's faith, religion quite a bit, and often randomly. Generosity, of course. Somebody will mention starting an orphanage home for orphans in a chat I'll show in a second. Loneliness, that's the romance scams, and greed. There was a lady in Owensboro that I found out from a friend. She owned a bunch of apartments. She had quite a bit of money and got a random Facebook message about someone needing help with the diamond mine. Sent this guy, I think, $1 million because she had it to spare and ended up, of course, losing it. So the greed part happens pretty often too. But yeah, so Post Malone here, still missing the other half of my life where you. I stumble over these sometimes because they're hard to read. Still missing the other half of my life. Where are you, my love? Do I still have that precious soulmate that loved me so much? If you are the one, can I get a big yes? I love you all. Bunch of emojis. These guys love emojis. And then John Cena, the professional wrestler, actor. You won't have a happy life if you worry about what others say about you. Say hi if you love me. And it's funny that he says, don't worry about what others say about you, but he wants assurance that he is loved. He should heed his own advice. And this one is a little more localized. So the band Tesla hasn't had hits in a while, but they are coming to an area near Owensboro, and a local publication ran a story about it. That's an online publication. This guy's the bassist for that band, and he is planning an orphanage home for orphans out there. He needs the support from his true and supportive fans and also from his management. And you'll see sometimes they'll tag people. If people start following these pages, they feel singled out. Oh, my favorite bassist has singled me out. So in the next slide, you'll see comments, or rather an article from this Owensboro Times. That's the publication I mentioned. And in the comments, I noticed that page that I just showed you, trying to establish relationships with local people. So Brian Wheat here, he's responding, definitely wish we could get bands like this on the regular. He's got a couple emojis there. And then finally, he's like, message me on how to get tickets. So he's probably got some sort of fake page to take payments, and none of these people are going to get tickets. They're just going to lose their money. And I forgot to block out Jerry Rudd's name, so apologize to Jerry. Okay, this is the section that usually gets the most laughs, but it's also informative. And these are chats and segments of chats. Not I don't usually include the full ones just because sometimes they go on for quite a while. But these chats are ones that I have conducted with these scammers. I pretend to be gullible. I pretend to be someone who is eating up everything they're selling, basically buying everything they're selling. So again, when I hunt these scammers, I just go do some random searches on Facebook and end up coming up with some pretty interesting stuff. A few strategies to highlight before we get into that. Asking for pictures, and this is something I found out recently. Like, I didn't know why they did this because I'm chatting from my personal Facebook, which is probably not a bright idea, but I never give them real information, and the information I do have up is locked down to where only my friends can see it. I'm very mindful of that because I don't want these people finding out anything about me, really. So the reason they ask for these pictures is that they stockpile them. So in the future, if they make a fake profile that's not a celebrity, they'll use your picture and your information. They also, the second bit there, I say they ask for info. They want to know where you live, what you do, just various things about you, so they can fill out these profiles and try to, maybe pretend to be a potential romance for someone and get them to believe what they're saying. The more information they have of real people, the more believable they will be. They sweet talk, and this has created some really awkward situations and or awkward seeming situations. Like out of nowhere, these fake celebrities will start calling you babe or let's be with each other. If I got one of Johnny Cash's VIP cards, the highest level, there's a chance that he and I could be married again, even though he's been dead since the early 2000s. It's just it's again strange subculture. I would love to do a documentary about it if I had the time and money. The gift cards, which we mentioned already, that's why they prefer them, because they're pretty much untraceable. And you'll also see a lot of anger come out of these people if they get the slightest hint that you're wasting their time or you're doing something that they consider, for lack of a better word, dumb. If you pretend like you don't know computers very well, or if you maybe send money to the wrong person, they really come at you with a lot of anger. So they go from talk and love to being very angry and insulting your intelligence. It's a wild world. So the first one here is with the aforementioned Mr. Renner, and I included this one. It's a little bit longer than the other segments that I have in here, but it gives you a good example of many of those strategies that I just mentioned. So Jeremy Renner says, "Thanks for supporting me in my dream career, dear." Dear came out of nowhere. We hadn't been flirting at all in this conversation. He just dropped it. "I really do appreciate it a lot." And I ask what a dream carrier is. Is that like a dream catcher? I see those at the vendor mall. And right away, "Can you send a photo, sir?" "Yeah, dude, this is one from a recent museum trip." "Okay, that's not me. I would never send these people an actual photograph. So I thought I'd be a little funny there. "How old are you, dear?" "I'm in my 40s, I think. I'm always vague with my personal information." "Okay, dear, would you like to us meet in private, dear?" And this is very early in the conversation. He's already dropping the private meeting on me. "That would be fun. We could shoot bow and arrows. But you have to book a reservation for the butt of us, sir?" Question mark. "I'm not sure if I have to book a reservation for the butt of us, sir, or not." That's my go-to when they put a random question mark in. "It is not that cost, dear. It is just $50. Do $50 include dinner for the meeting?" "No, baby, the dinner is on me, okay." "Very cool." And this is a new tactic I employed. I just wanted to see how mad he would be. "Hey, Jeremy, I just emailed your agent, and he had me send it to him. Let me know if you get it." "What agent?" "Creative Artist Agency." I looked up his real representation, and that's who he's with. I believe his name was John. "No, that is a scam. That's not my agent. Why will you do something like that without informing me first?" "He was listed on the official website for you, though. Just wanted to do as much as I could without bothering you, sir." "That is a scam. Block him now." They're very quick to accuse other people of being scammers. "Oh, shoot. Good looking out. I thought since it was the official CAA site and it listed you as a client that I was safe. These scammers are everywhere. Can't trust anyone, my guy." "How do you send the money to him? Cash App or Zelle or Bitcoin?" "I mailed him a check." "No, baby. How much did you send him?" $50, like you said." "No, dear, you made a mistake. That's a scam. Dear, can you send another 50, but this time you won't mail it?" I decided to start flirting with him now, so I said, "I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, doll." "No, you'll send it to me directly, okay? You can use it to get a gift card." So does he want the money direct or does he want a gift card? "I just don't think I can this month, beautiful. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my love." "Baby, this is for us to be together. Just do it for our love, dear." And again, it's amazing to me that they switch on the romance so quickly in the conversation. It's like, now we're going to be together forever, and we just exchange like 5 or 6 messages. "I will have to save maybe $1 a week for 50 weeks, but that will be very hard because of life, sugar britches." "Do you have 20? Have 20 what?" "Can you send the 20? I can try to add to it, okay?" "I don't think I can spare that. I have diabetes and would have to go without my insulin, which would not be good." I am actually a diabetic, so I just wanted to see what happened when I brought real medical illnesses into it, and or medical conditions, and he's not very encouraging. "Baby, don't worry. When I come, I will pay for all your bills and also give you $5,000 when I'm going back, okay? You don't have to be worried about that, dear. I don't have to be worried about the condition that would take my life if I stopped taking insulin. This is infuriating as somebody who's had diabetes most of his life. It's like if an elderly person gets into a chat like this, and someone's, is on a lot of medication or some sort of situation, just a sick person, not an elderly person, and they're like, oh, this person really likes me. Maybe I should forsake my pills for a month. I mean, it's just nobody's life means anything to these people. And this is, I love this. Uh, could you just pay the 50 out of that 5,000, dear? I can't until I'm there with you, baby. I wish I could. I won't have asked you. I'm sorry, dear, but I just don't know if our love is true. If it is, then you could just use 50 from that 5,000 for you to meet me. Baby, just do as I say and let's continue. If you really want to be with me all your life, do what I say, okay? So again, this just came out of nowhere. I don't think I do, though. Not if it means I can't pay for my insulin. I have to take it all the time, stud muffin. Babe, do you trust me? No. Okay. Okay, I'm just seeing some of the stuff coming through on the chat. I love these examples. Definitely keep coming. Oh yeah, you're right, Lauren. But yeah, please keep those examples rolling, and I will definitely take a look at those before I sign out. I'm kind of following along as I'm doing this. So Donald Trump, while president of the United States, sent me a private chat and said, "Well, Wesley, can you help me do something? I'm so busy to do it myself." And I'm not political here, but this is just funny. Probably not. I'm not good at anything. Also, just wanted to say that myself is one word. I need you to go to the store and get me a gift card. I could get it myself, but I'm so busy. You can do a lot of that stuff online, just a few clicks. I know, but so busy with America. That's true. Lots of patriotic things to do. As your president, you will do me a favor back and go get me the card. What sort of card do you need? Is it one for using with a lawyer since you've had to have a lot of those lately? So can you go get it now? It is important, okay, Wesley? It is a Steam card, okay? And can you please be fast about it? He's got a video game emergency, I guess. Steam's the video game platform where you can download games. Nice. You game. Have you played Fortnite? No, I don't play Fortnite. You are keeping me waiting, okay? This is important. What sort of games do you like? Hello, are you going to get it or not? Please, okay, I'm busy. I will pay you back as soon as I close from a meeting, okay? Can you go get it now? It's important. Meetings are such a drag, am I right? I was just kind of curious what you liked. Yes, you're right, okay. Can you go get it now, Wesley? I don't think I can right now, but I can send you a link to buy one yourself. Probably could do that quicker than chatting with your old pal, Wesley. Are you getting it, Wesley? I can't right now in a meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I should have deleted the screenshot. Uh, okay, so look, you mean a lot to me. That's why I need you now to get it, okay? Why are you saying this? I can't be in a meeting and be buying something online, okay? You know what account number. And I just sent them the link. Now I know you don't care about me, question mark, question mark. So yeah, that is honestly a seemingly realistic sounding conversation with our former president. Okay, so this I had chopped off the name of the person I'm chatting with, but it's John Cena, who, if you don't know, is a professional wrestler and actor. He's mostly acting these days, I think. So I cut into this one. He had chatted with me a little bit, but he says that he just booked his latest video. And one thing I found in a few of these, people say book when they mean like buy or rent or something to that effect. I say that is cool. Is it of you wrestling someone? No, a new action movie. It just $50 to book one. Are you ready to book? I actually found it on a free download site, so I just got it there. I've been watching it for a little bit now, and it's very cool. Come on, not that, okay? And this one goes as far as to, it looks like AI probably. They have some fake movie posters. He's apparently going to be in Terminator 7 with End of War. or with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 7 Into War. And I've never seen something like this where they actually fully like fabricate a poster. Kudos for his effort. This one. Many people has booked some of the movie and there have recommended me, okay? So you now have to be fast and book now just for $50, okay? And the download site you're downloading my movie from, this particular movie is not there, okay? So book now. No, that's the one I have. Finished it last night and it was big action fun. Okay, just book another of my action movie 2024. Oh wow, you have another one you finished up already? What is it about? It's cool, interesting, and nice. You will love it when you book it, okay? So let's move to the price, okay? So hurry now. As much as I love your stuff, John, I have to know about the plot details before I book a movie. It's cool, interesting, and nice. You will love it when you book it, okay? Oh, again, sorry. I should have deleted the screenshot. So yeah, he just repeatedly tells me how interesting and funny his new movie is. You can give me the money to book the movie for you. Instead of you booking with large amount of money on my website, I can buy it cheap for you. So I'm getting some deals here. And also you get a reward for that, okay? I'm going to get some sort of treat if I do this. Sounds good. I just found you on Venmo and sent the $50. Just did a search for John Cena and there you were. No, that account has been banned. See, send it here, okay? This is my Venom details, okay? And of course, I assume this is the person's real name that's trying to get me to send money because those are his Venom details. And he even has the handy QR code and tells me what to do. Oh, agreed, Micah. Yeah, that's they do act really desperate. Everything, even if it's something as simple as a Steam gift card, is like the biggest emergency they can possibly imagine. And I think that it's just a strategy to make things seem frantic and important and kind of throw people off and not them to make a decision or think that maybe there's something here that's not right. So he wants a screenshot of the payment for proof and reference. And I told him I just sent it to John-Cena-1, which I really hope that's John Cena's Venmo name for real. Okay, so now I move into Axl Rose, who just randomly tells me that he's currently battling with bipolar disorder. And I think Axl Rose actually does have bipolar disorder. It seems like I've read that, so at least they got something right. I heard that, I think. How's that going, Axl? I'm doing my best to win over it, and I currently believe, or I'm stumbling. I'm doing my best to win over it, and I believe in my victory, and I'm currently campaigning for those who are in similar situations like me, and I'd like you to participate as one of my top fan. I guess there's only one fan there. Is Slash going to help? Slash is cool looking. Yes, he is. He is a co-founder of my campaign. Very cool. Love his hat. Does he have bipolar as well? No, he does not. He's just advocating on behalf of me and other bipolars. What a great man and a great hat too. Thank you. So how will you like to donate? Again, here's the charity that I mentioned, the generosity. They really want people to think I'm very pious and I have this charity. You can trust your money to me. I can draw pretty well. I could draw you and Slash maybe and donate that. Will your drawing in any way help me or help other bipolar disorders just like me who can't take care of themselves? You tell me, friend. I censored Slash since he was shirtless. This is my fan art skills. He just gives me a thumbs up, and I explain that it's him and Slash high-fiving because he supports the charity and wants to help his friend. And that conversation ended after that. Sometimes I'm a little too unbelievable, and they don't continue to engage with me, but I just thought that picture was funny. Okay, Dave Grohl. So this is the second of a series with the Foo Fighters. I talked to their guitarist, Pat, before this, and he said I could join their band, even though I clearly had no musical talent whatsoever. I told Dave that I've been talking to Pat, and he thinks maybe it's cool for me to join the band. I have one acoustic guitar and a lot of heart. He immediately proposed $200 to be a member of the band, which honestly is a pretty good deal if I'm going to get paid. Thanks, Lauren. That not bad. Would I get paid for my services when we started doing shows and recording? Definitely. As long as you're good, you get paid, which that means I probably won't get paid. I haven't learned any of your songs yet, but I can play Friday I'm in Love by The Cure, trying to learn that Bush song Glycerine now. There are so many inside jokes. I have like I don't know if I have this little world building thing I do. For the longest time, I've been trying to get Gavin Rosdale to send me the perfect guitar tab for Glycerine. You can learn it with the band once you become a member. That is radical, dude. I'm all about the rock. Yeah, it's so radical, dude. And he kept saying the word rad after I used it once. You'll be getting the best, the best, the best of me. I promise you, Dave Grohl, which that's from a Foo Fighters song, if you're unfamiliar with their work. Then get ready to be a member, dude. Where are you located? When are you making the payment? Southern United States, sir. There's my vagueness again. I don't want to tell him Kentucky. I got to sell some stuff on eBay before I can hit you with that double hundo. Okay, dude. Do you have any other guitar tabs I can check out? When you're a member, you can do all that, dude. So I'm just going to have to pay the $200 to learn, I guess. I never gave him $200, just in case you're wondering. Okay, Denzel Washington, and this is getting, mentioned. Faith is also big with some of these impersonators and scammers, um, and that comes up in this one. So Denzel says, "How are you doing?" After I say "my man," which is my favorite Denzel quote. Outstanding, aside from my diabetes and potential neuropathy. How about you, sir? I just love interjecting my real health problems into these. I'm doing great, thank you. And then he says, "You're healed in the name of the Lord Jesus." And I ask if he fixed my diabetes, and he says, "The Lord is healing you already, okay?" Nice. Do you know about how long that takes? It's your faith that should be strong. Trust the Lord our God. Amen. Just wanted to know an approximate time it would be cool to eat a Kit Kat. And I don't think this conversation went on much after this, but again, they don't potentially think about, I mean, maybe they do think about it. I don't know these guys. So maybe they just don't care that they could be hurting someone, not just financially, but I don't know. It's just, it offends me greatly just in general, but as a diabetic, again, people's health is just, I don't know. These are lives that people are messing with, and they can potentially ruin all aspects of their lives. Okay. This is another one that, and this is another one that, where I call out somebody who is actually a dead celebrity. I'd ask him, I guess I cut off the first message there. I was like, "Hey, I thought you were dead." And then he hits back with, "No, your father died." "Yeah, he did a couple years ago." "Okay." And that was the end of that conversation. So they get defensive. So if you, call somebody out who's, obviously an impersonator, a celebrity who has been gone for a while, they will lash back out at you pretty hardcore. Okay, this is an interesting aspect of this. I think it was either a fake Kid Rock or a fake Alan Jackson that I was chatting with, and they asked me if I had their VIP card. And according to them, there were 30 celebrities, and they could not tell me the other celebrities, and they made it out like it was an Illuminati thing or something, that had these VIP cards that entitle you to certain benefits. The is vary several $100s for the highest level ones, but yeah, it was like shrouded in secrecy. And occasionally I would talk to another one. I'll be like, "Hey, are you one of the 30 celebrities?" And they would be like, "Yeah." So I have no doubt that a lot of these are some of the faction-based stuff, and I'll chat a little later about this. But in certain areas of the world that are hotbeds of this sort of activity, people get forced into this. They may take a job thinking it's a normal job, and then they realize what it is, but they have no way to make money. I'm not justifying what they do in any means. I'm just saying their situation could be that they're basically almost in a sweatshop for this sort of thing, where they're forced to continually con people for their own safety, or they might not even be getting any of this money themselves. It may just be going to like a big boss or something. But here are a couple of pictures from posts about VIP cards. The one on the left is Miley World, and I was told by a friend of mine who actually has been to Miley Cyrus concerts when she was younger that these were cards given out on a tour somewhere. So they actually got a real card and they photoshopped it to make it look like what they're trying to portray it as. And then to the right, there's the official Johnny Depp fan club VIP card. So I asked for some clarification from Miley about the different levels of the VIP. And this one is a little NSFW, but I wanted to let people know exactly how this goes down. So regular membership's $335. VIP membership is $695, and the VVIP membership is $800. So for the regular, you only have access to me here, time to time, I will text you very well, and you'll be gaining access to free Netflix subscriptions monthly to watch my movies. So it's cool that other companies have worked out deals to make perks for each of these. For the VIP, you'll get 2 free movie tickets, 2 free concert tickets, my WhatsApp number, and again, WhatsApp is much like Telegram, is a preferred messaging service of these sort of people, and able to meet up with me. For the VIP, oh, I'm sorry, for the VVIP, you'll have a 50% discount at all CJ restaurants. No idea what that is. And bakeries all over the world can also get access to me when I'm at your home zone for a show or visitation. We could have enough fun and later ended up on the bed with me. And the last benefit is that you'll be getting a random check monthly. So she's got you covered on all bases there. I asked her what I could get for $5, but didn't hear back. I hope, $5 I could at least get like a Netflix coupon. Okay, so after she pitched me on these, I would just kind of drag the scammer along for a while. Are you there? Not right now. When? Let me know what's going on with you there before I need to forward details to my managers so that they can start working on it. Are you there? Not yet. Are you there? Not yet. Okay. Are you there? Should be in a few hours. Okay. I just kept doing this for quite a while, and then eventually, so do you have interest in buying the card now? No. And that was the end of our conversation. And I do report these, and I found the more I report these, the fewer times Facebook does anything about it. So early on, while I was doing this, they would go pretty quickly, but now it's like we found that this violates no terms. So these accounts are staying up. I've done the same thing on TikTok. I've had some conversations on there with scammers like this, and Instagram, and you would be shocked at how long these stay up. Yeah, Lauren, the boy who cried scam. So at one point, I thought I had a screenshot of this. Okay, yeah. So this is a fake Elon Musk who started chatting me up on TikTok, and what he's referencing to in his second message, earlier he accidentally typed Elo Musk, and I confused him with the band Electronic Light Orchestra. So I was like, oh yeah, I love Sweet Talking Woman, whatever I said. And this is one of my favorite quotes. If you say as you don't know me, Elon Musk, then you are catching fun. This first chat, though, this word, allay, how you say that? It is from the Nigerian language, and it means wealth and power. And it's basically a way for these type of people to identify themselves. So if a scammer is talking to someone that they feel might be a scammer as well, they will drop this term in. And if I was to answer with the same term, he would realize that I was a scammer and move on about his business. So just going back here, this is the actual official definition. So yeah, it's just a code word. And the first time I encountered that, I think I was chatting with someone pretending to be the gothic lady from NCIS, and I wasn't very believable. They asked me where I was from, and I was like, in town. And then I think he thought when I said in town that that I lived in Nigeria. So he would say that he's from Nigeria, and yeah, it just kind of one thing led to another, and I got a little scared in that one because I never ran across that word before, but now I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if you ever do something like this, as long as you don't click a link or like open up an image or download anything from them, you're going to be safe. Just don't share messages, don't download or click links, or share information rather. So this is kind of a mix of retail and imposter scams, and this will be my first video. So I've got a blank slide here. If you could cue the Taylor Swift video here. If you could cue the Taylor Swift video. I'm going to show the example, then I'll explain it. I apologize for the drag. It's not the video was pulled from TikTok through a downloader, so the resolution's not great on it.
Hey y'all, it's Taylor Swift here. Due to a packaging error, we can't sell 3,000 Le Creuset cookware sets, so I'm giving them away to my loyal fans for free. If you're seeing this ad, you can get a free Le Creuset cookware set today. But just a heads up, there are a few rules. You must live in the United States, and you can only get one free kitchen set per household. All you have to do is click the button below and answer a few questions. These will only be given out until the end of the day today, so don't hesitate. Supplies are running out, so get yours while you can. Thank you guys for all your support, and I hope you love your new cookware set.
All right, so how many outfit changes in a video that was just a few seconds long? And the dialogue obviously didn't match up to what she was saying. The voice was pretty much spot on based on the small amount of times that I've heard Taylor Swift's speaking voice, and that's AI. You know, AI is nearly flawless when it mimics someone these days. Yeah, there you go. Like an old Godzilla flick, somebody said in the chat. But if you want to bring the presentation back up, this is a trend now with several celebrities, Taylor Swift, Oprah, down here, Luke Combs, the country music singer, Tom Hanks, just trying to give away. And this is kind of a preview of the last slide. Americans have lost 2.7 billion from the social media scams, according to the FTC, and that's for 2023. And I'll have a few of those figures later on. So, you know, I don't know what they're after here. They might say they need to pause it or something. I didn't follow up with that scam, so I don't know how they benefit from these fake giveaways. Information collecting, maybe trying to get passwords. You never know with this sort of thing, but it's a big one these days. And I saw Lainey Wilson, another country music singer, they had one. So it's like she is very popular in the country world, but I wouldn't say that she's that popular overall. I don't know. I don't follow that scene that much, but it's someone I hadn't heard that much from. So probably not that many people know who Luke Combs is aside from country music fans. So they kind of pick and choose random people, and you would be surprised too, just the people they impersonate on Facebook. It's interesting. I don't know what kind of strategy they use when they're trying to figure out who to impersonate. Okay, and this section is called Just in Case You Think It's Not Believable, which the slide in front of you reveals. Here will be a few examples of people who have actually bought into these scams. Okay, there was a woman in Leavenworth who lost nearly $100,000 to a celebrity scammer. And this is an article about that. Victim told investigators that someone who claimed to be country music singer Neil McCoy, who hasn't been that popular since the 90s, persuaded her into sending them cryptocurrency, cash, cell phones, passwords, gift cards, account. It's like all this stuff to a guy from the 90s who hasn't had a hit in a very long time. I mean, in general, even if the real Neil McCoy hit me up and asked me that, and it was obviously him, I'm like, I'm not sending you this. I need my money. I just don't know. Just kind of a weird recipe for disaster. The wrong person has sent the wrong thing at the wrong time, and they just happen to choose the name, a name that appeals to this person. It's so many awful things can happen for no real good reason. This woman was from Owensboro, and she was a big fan of the Today Show. I don't know this lady. I will say this is the article I ran across. Big fan of the Today Show. Started chatting with someone she believed to be one of the anchors, and ended up losing quite a bit of money to him. So, you know, it's happened locally. And like I said earlier, the lady that owned the apartments here in town ended up sending someone like $1 million for some kind of diamond-related scam. And I guess let's see. Okay, let me go back and let's play that second video now. This is probably the best example of someone believing this sort of thing that I've ran across. And unfortunately, it came from Dr. Phil. I'm not the biggest Dr. Phil fan, I will say, but that's just personal opinion. But I believe this. Like, there are enough things said in this piece. You never know with like reality TV what's real and yeah, what I was saying there right before it started, like I'm currently reading a book called Cue the Sun, which is about the history of reality television. An ex-girlfriend of mine, her sister used to work for the company that edited America's Next Top Model, and a part of her job was to actually hear from the producers, we want this model to say this specific thing, and she had to get audio recordings from other clips and would cut and paste pieces of words and massage the audio enough to where it sounds like they're saying something they didn't say. So there are many examples of reality TV being fake, you know, for all whatever Dr. Phil, whether you're a fan or not, tabloid TV, you never know what to believe. But out of all the things that I've talked about today, the things I've seen that I didn't mention and the things that I've read lead me to believe this is an accurate piece. I fully believe that this lady thinks that she is marrying Post Malone. There's a beginning part to that segment where her granddaughters are trying to talk her into realizing that she's being scammed. She sent them several $1,000s, I think 3,000 she said it was for a charity. So it's all the earmarks of this scam in action. So this, I will link to this at the end of the presentation. The FTC puts out a book every year about scams and things like this with a lot of good statistics, graphics. I'm not sure what the rights are in these graphics. I think with it being the FTC, I think you can use this yourself just as long as you credit them. So the number one top fraud was imposters. Number two, online shopping and negative reviews. Like I didn't get into the negative review thing, but that's just where you pile on reviews in one way or another. Number three, prizes, sweepstakes, lotteries. We've all seen junk mail that kind of reflect this in the past, and now that's kind of moved on. And fake investments in business and job opportunities, and just you can learn a lot from here. Like reported losses to investment scams up to 4.6 billion. Business imposters 752 million. There's just things in here that you can glean a lot from. I don't want to just I know it's boring when people just read statistics off a sheet on a presentation. So if you want to take a look at that, or at the end, like I said, you can get those. Yeah, okay, there you go. Lauren just threw the link in there, and this link is also at the end of the presentation too. So it's a very useful resource, and it's kind of alarming at how these numbers just keep going up. So what can we do? I think staff education is very important. Most of us realize what's going on here, and we wouldn't necessarily fall for this, but scam spotting is an important skill to have, and it's important to have a strategy in place for how to handle it. If a patron approaches you in the computer lab with something that's obviously scams, like, hey, can you help me do this? I actually ran across in some files in my office from something years ago from the previous person that was in this office. A guy actually had gotten some sort of junk mail. I don't know, this was probably early 2000s, that was essentially like a scam like this, and he wanted the librarian who took this note from him to send some money to this address so he became a member of some kind of society, which is obviously a scam. So this stuff goes way back. Know Before that I mentioned in the staff education is great. If any libraries out there using Know Before, drop in the chat if you are. I'd like to see how many notifications I got off that. If you're not, you should. This is something we adopted after we had ransomware attacks. We had like 3 a few years ago, and we wanted to bone up on our staff education. Know Before is a site that will do lots of quizzes and things like that, and they're fun, almost like they really gamify learning about technology and scams and protecting yourself online. And you can enable a plugin called Fisher, which will go in your staff's Outlook, and occasionally it will generate fake phishing emails, and they'll come through. Obviously, there's no evilness done if your staff does open the Fisher email and clicks a link or whatever, but you do get stats back on that, so you can find out what percentage of your staff actually click through this stuff. But if you do report it with the Fisher plugin, it says, congratulations, this was a simulated phishing attack by your company, and it goes into their statistics inside the portal, the Know Before portal. And there are trivia games, there are videos. One of the best aspects to Know Before, they put a show up called The Inside Man, and it is a very well produced actual narrative show. Each of the episodes are meant to illustrate a specific theme, which they take a few seconds at the end of each episode to kind of hit upon the topic and say, hey, this is what this meant. It's about a computer hacker who eventually starts his own computer security firm. He has a mysterious past. If you like Mr. Robot, I mean, it's not as well produced as Mr. Robot, obviously, but it's kind of hits similar topics. Usually training videos like this, they are kind of cheesy, for lack of a better word, I guess, but this one is really good, and the staff got super invested in it. We have question boards in the staff areas on each floor, and I was very pleased to see one the one week's question was, what's next on Inside Man, or what do you think is going to happen? So people are posting their theories. They got real invested in it, and Know Before is great. And how it works, you subscribe to it and you'll get access to a module store. So every couple of weeks, my manager will go into this module store and pick the ones he wants, and you can set the times to assign. And every couple of weeks, a staff member will get something that says you had training assigned, you have a due date for it. Of course, there's no penalty if someone doesn't get to it before the due date, but it's a nice way to kind of gamify training, to entertain people and educate people. There's nothing available like this for the public. It's more or less to train the staff about safety, safe browsing, computer security, not being an overshare on social media, things like that. But if you use this and your staff gets familiar enough with it, then they can impart their wisdom to the patron. Network security, always important. The IT person in me wouldn't let this presentation end without giving this advice. Make sure you're locked down. I mean, and it's not going to help you with a scammer. A stalker is not going to prevent you from sending money to a scammer or a gift card or whatever, but it is important, especially if you get a rogue link from one of these people that you click on. Educate the public, that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was just saying. You can impart this wisdom to your public. I would say it would be a good idea to have some sort of training events. This is kind of a hot topic, and if you advertise that you're going to have a program about this, you're probably going to get a lot of interested people in it. And finally, be safe if you troll. I don't share any information about myself beyond, occasionally mention that I have diabetes. I'm always real general with where I live, because if I send them pictures, if I send them information, then they're going to end up creating a fake profile as me and trying to con people out of money. Just a few more to go here. Okay, here are the links that I mentioned. The first one is from a security company called Aura, and I do subscribe to this because not so long ago, I had a test ran at the hospital, and I got a notification a few months after that they used was compromised, so my password and information may have been leaked out. So it's like an identity protection service, and they also have, even if you don't, it's real inexpensive to subscribe to this, and it was very highly rated, which is why I chose this one. They offered me some free one with the hospital notification that they had been compromised, but I didn't take that. I wanted to pay for one. I know what I was getting. But they have articles you can access without being a subscriber, and this one's a really good one about social media scams. Okay, there's the FTC link, which somebody dropped in the chat too, so I definitely recommend checking that book out. It's a yearly thing, and it's full of good information. StaySafeOnline.org is from the National Cybersecurity Alliance, and it's got a lot of good stuff on there. And then KnowBefore.com, that's the security awareness training for staff. And my boss handles the purchasing, so I couldn't really tell you exactly how much this costs, but I will say that I'm very glad that we have it, and I feel like it's very helpful. Okay, so about a week after I did this presentation, I first did it at KPLA this year. This is a revised version of it. My boss sent me a link to this book, or a review of this book. I'm like, oh no, why didn't I pitch a book on this subject? So this lady for quite a while now has been posting on social media. I found out after being made aware of this book. She has a Twitter and an Instagram, and she'll have chats like I do and post the evidence or the screenshots rather. And in this book, she has a lot of those conversations. She's a British writer. She's got that dry British wit that I love. She posts those. She posts like lots of interesting information that I didn't mention today. She goes even farther into the cult aspects of the scammers in Ghana and Nigeria. Like there was a murder case in one of these. Apparently, one of these sects believe consuming human flesh will enhance their scams, and there was actually a prosecuted murder because a mother had asked her older son to kill his little brother for that. And I didn't know if I should mention that or not. I didn't want to get too gross, but it's just insane to me that I shouldn't say the word insane. It astounds me that it goes that far. It's just really interesting. And there one of the groups, I think it was the Yahoo Boys, once a day they'll bark like a dog as a ritual to enhance their scams. And she gets really deep into that side of things in the book, which is really interesting from a cultural perspective. Um, she also will interview people who have fallen for these sorts of scams. That's why I highly recommend this book. I mean, it's informative, it's funny, and it's scary, but it's good knowledge, and I highly recommend it. She reads the audiobook herself, as I understand it, which she's hilarious. So I can't imagine that that book's not good. Hearing her deliver the lines herself. Okay, this is a podcast I absolutely love as an IT person. The first time I heard the phrase "Sakawa Boys" was actually on this podcast. Each week, every 2 weeks, however often they post the episodes now, is a very well produced NPR style podcast about some sort of cybersecurity thing. There's a field of IT called penetration testing, which is basically hiring someone who has hacker skills to attempt to break into your network. A lot of these episodes follow pen test stories. I mean, typically penetration testers will have like a get out of jail free card, they call it. So if they actually get caught by someone at the company, you can present that to them. Hey, I'm working for your CEO. A lot of times the CEO is the only person who knows that these have been brought on board to kind of make everything look business as usual. But really good, informative podcast. Great host. The host, honestly, to me sounds like an adult SpongeBob. That amused me for some reason, but it's very well done. So I definitely suggest this podcast. It'll arm you with a lot of knowledge. This is another podcast, Chameleon. Each season follows a different story, and it's always about like someone like a con man or someone pretending to be something they're not. This one follows one scam or call center rather, and it's super interesting. It almost made me a little sympathetic to some of the scammers because there were two people, like I said, they interviewed for a job. They thought it was just a normal job. Then once they got employed, I guess they'd been out of work for a while. Once they finally got employed and saw what they were doing, they felt bad and they became sort of inside men informers on this. So it's very, very highly informative and well done podcast. Scammer payback is something I ran across on TikTok. This guy is a hacker, white hat hacker, they call it when they're good, named Pierogi. That's his hacker name. I don't know what his real name is. I think he keeps that private. But he basically created an anti-scammer call center, and he will get the IT pop-ups or whatever and get in touch with them. And he has a voice modulator that makes him sound like an old lady or just someone who's not himself. He's got enough of a reputation now amongst these call centers that people can guess who he is whenever he engages with them. But they will get access when the scammers remote into his stuff. He has tricks where he can get access to their stuff and ends up getting to their security cameras. And sometimes he'll get their. He's actually taking money from them to use for good purposes. And the videos, you think the people that I posted got mad at me, the way they talk to him once he gets outed, like as a hacker and getting revenge for all the wrong that the other people have done, like they get really upset with him. And the videos are really edited well. They're very well produced. He posts a lot of tips for staying safe online, and he's done a lot of good work. He's actually there are a lot of remote services like AnyDesk is one, Logmein that real IT people use, and he's gotten with some of them and got them to ban accounts once he's figures out what their account is. He's got them to shut down so many accounts that were doing evil to people. So I really like his stuff. All right, that is the end of my presentation. I wanted to do a few recommends before I got out of the way there. The Instagram link there, message failed to send, is something I do. I post a lot of screenshots from some of these chats up there. So if you found that entertaining or interesting at all, give me a follow. I'm trying to build it up and update it more regularly. Don't have that many followers just yet, but I do want to get maybe more into offering tips and things on that too. So definitely give me a follow if you're into it. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. I mean, if got a little more time, if somebody has questions, I don't know if you do Q&As at the end of these usually. And I'll definitely be reading your stories here in the chat as long as I can here. You're welcome, everybody. Thanks for all the thank yous.